Heretic is the Hugh Grant mega blockbuster thriller that he shows the world that if you're Jehovah Witness, come at your own risk when enter his home. We will dive into the movie review of Heretic, where two young ladies' fate are being seriously tested in a deadly cat and mouse game, and the dumb decisions were made in this movie. Directed by Scott Beck, the cast of the movie are as follows: Hugh Grant as Mr. Reed, Sophie Thatcher as Sister Barnes, and Chloe East as Sister Paxton. The movie starts off as Sister Paxton and Sister Barnes talk about magnum condoms and pornography. When you have a couple missionaries starting to talk about sex, you know where their fate lies. Barnes look at Pastor sideways like she knows a lot about it, porn, but then Pastor claims she knows nothing about it. Might want to keep an eye on her. So, the sisters goes around and asking people about the religion, and the sisters are either doing two things: ignoring them or pulling pranks on them.
Are you interested in learning about our Savior, Jesus Christ?
Good afternoon.
Hi,
My name is Sister Barnes, and
oh my gosh.
In the midst of bad weather, they decide to park their bikes at a creepy house to do their missionary. Already, they made two mistakes. First, going to his property, and second, knock on his door. Instead of them leaving, Mr. Reed opened the door like 30 seconds later, and they want to discuss about religion.
Are you interested in learning more about the Church of Jesus Christ?
The sisters want to talk to both Mr. Reed and his wife, but he says something about soulmates.
We can't come inside unless another woman is present.
My wife is home, does that count?
Great.
And he invites them inside the home, which is the third mistake. Now, the sister asks him questions about his faith, but he switches about blueberry pie. He also asks about their history and their faith.
To find your faith in a doctrine you actually believe.
While all of that is going on, Barnes grew suspicious about Mr. Reed and wants to leave. The questions went from beliefs, history, and pornography, which she wants to make sure they are comfortable answering the questions when he asked them. It went for 30 minutes and it finally asked about his wife. That's mistake number 4, because they should have asked him as soon as they went inside. While Mr. Reed out and about in the house doing some sneaky stuff, the sisters wants to go home, but they are locked inside and he took both of their coats. What's worse is his house has a metal ceiling, which means they cannot make any phone calls. Next, they decide to enter the dark hallway to another room, which is mistake number 5. Make him come to you, not you go towards him. So they meet him and they claim they have to go and got a call from the missionary.
we just need to go home.
I won't keep you if you wish to leave.
But he caught them with a little white lie, which is mistake number 6. Then he proceeds to give them a history lesson about religion, board games, and old school songs. He also asked them a serious question about what is true religion. That is a subject to debate in this world today. Basically, he is testing their faith of what they believe. While giving them history and religious lessons for 30 minutes, they want to leave the home through the front door. But he claims the front doors cannot open, but can go through the back door.
If you aren't ready to leave, you'll have to exit through the back of my house.
Which door?
He also asked if they saw his backyard, and they said yes. Unfortunately, he caught them with another white lie, which is another mistake. The fact they are in too deep in this position and he don't want them to believe is a mistake they regret making. They should have never went inside his home. Now, they are nervous and scared to death and don't know what type of tricks Mr. Reed have in store for them. Would have never happened if he did not go inside his house. Now, they are at a crossroad where Mr. Reed asks a major question. After all of that history lesson, do they choose belief or disbelief?
Simply. Belief or disbelief.
What does this have to do with us leaving?
Everything.
Barnes makes some excellent points about it doesn't matter what she believes because she realized Mr. Reed is having them in a cat and mouse game.
That we're being studied.
Paxson, on the other hand, don't believe any of it, and that's a mistake for disagreeing. Now, Barnes makes another great point and chooses beliefs, which I totally agree. Mr. Reed closed the door behind him after they walk in, and the test of their faith really begins.
Will make your hearts beat fast, even make you want to die.
As both sisters find their way out from the basement, Barnes gives Paxson a weapon for self-defense to use later, which is a smart thing to do. Now, Mr. Reed wants to test them to provide miracles. Is it a miracle or is it an illusion? So this creepy lady comes to scare them, telling Paxson a message that could help her to solve the riddle. This creepy lady decides to eat some blueberry pie, but the catch is that Mr. Reed decided to poison pie for his sick, twisted games.
Check on the pie.
Mr. Reed wants the sister to make sure she's dead, which she is, or is she really dead?
Ladies, verbally acknowledge, please.
As the sisters try to find a way out, Paxson noticed the dead body move and felt something is off about this sick and twisted game. So Mr. Reed come down to question both sisters.
Is this the game?
High five.
Again. Paxson was too scared to answer the question and not sure about everything, while Barnes believed his test is an illusion and he was using control to control everything by using religion. In other words, he using psychology, mind warfare to confuse them, but Barnes is not buying of it.
What have you been looking for? What have you found?
In the meantime, Paxson is standing right behind him and she could have used a weapon Barnes gave her, which she didn't, and that was a mistake. Unfortunately, Mr. Reed slashed her and Paxson was running like an idiot.
Scary.
I don't know why you're running like an idiot, but you know you cannot go nowhere, and that's a mistake. Now, Mr. Reed starts to question Paxson's faith by asking her questions, but she gets smart and she also don't believe his reasons.
Have you figured it out yet?
For a few reasons. Number one, he switched the dead woman's body and threw her into the dungeon. Number two, he went outside to take a bicycle lock and used it at one of the doors inside his house. Number three, he placed the bicycle lock key in the wrong jacket. Number four, he was basically lying by his wife. And number five, whenever someone rings his doorbell, he takes unusually longer to get to the door. It's almost like he's setting a trap. So Paxson goes into the dungeon to prove her point about the body switching thing, which she was right, and we finally get to the question of Mr. Reed's riddle. What is the one religion we're all searching for? Paxson got the answer right and she stabbed him like a boss and runs off, but only to get stabbed by him. Paxson questioned Mr. Reed about prayers, and before he finished it off, Barnes popped out of nowhere and finished him off with a 2x4 plywood. Paxson felt sorry for her friend, but escapes from his maze and the movie ends. This is by far one of the best movies I have seen this year. The story touches on a lot of deep topics like religion, belief, history, and testing your faith.
To find your faith in a doctrine you actually believe.
You have Paxson, who did not have strong belief in a lot of things, but until reality kicked in and she started to catch on. She's a perfect character that gets distracted very easy, and when push comes to shove, she will come to her senses.
Wow! No, you read more than we do, Mr. Reed.
Well,
Barnes is a shy but determined character that is not easily fooled. She knows her history well, but tends to get nervous when pressing her on certain questions.
What happens if we choose the wrong door? From now on, we challenge you.
for the rest of your lives.
Mr. Reed was an egotistical character, was using them as part of his sick and twisted game, or cat and mouse game.
You have to go dun in order to go hoot.
He was cunning, very detail-oriented guy, and always has a counter to every question.
Scary.
His only issue that he was too smart for his own good and got outsmarted. The setting was perfect, where two young ladies were trapped in a dark house by a guy who wants to control everything and uses religion as his motivation to prove his point. The acting was pretty good and most of the character development was perfect. The moral of the story is whatever your beliefs is based on religion or faith, you should stick with it regardless of someone trying to question your faith. Suspenseful, chilling, and cunning. I will give this movie 9 stars because it was that good.
Yeah.
If you want to see more upcoming movie reviews on my channel, press the like, share, and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next movie review.
High five.